One and many.
Plusieurs.
Do you feel the love?
Sentez-vous l'amour?
One and many.
Un et plusieurs.
What do you think? What do you think of me?
Que pensez-vous de moi?
Do you feel the hate?
Sentez-vous la haine?
One and many.
Un et plusieurs.
Mommy.
Maman.
Papa.
Daddy.
Mommy.
Maman.
Daddy.
Papa. Si je n'avais pas mes parents, où serais-je?
What would I do without you?
Que ferais-je?
Do you feel it?
Est-ce que vous ressentez les émotions?
What do you feel?
Ressentez-vous l'amour?
Where are my parents? Where are the parents? Love, hate. Are you
Amour.
teaching love or hate?
Les parents enseignent l'amour? La haine?
What are you thinking?
Comment vous ressentez?
What are you feeling? Look at each other. Look around.
Regardez autour. Comment vous sentez-vous?
One and many. You're looking at me.
Un et plusieurs. Vous me regardez.
There's so many of you looking at me.
Tous et chacun, vous me regardez.
One and many.
Un et plusieurs. Je vais maintenant vous raconter des histoires vraies qui remontent à 20 ans.
I'm going to tell you a true story that happened 20 years ago. You know how here in Montreal, they have those classic Montreal-style apartments with the long corridor, wooden floors, rooms along the side with the bathroom in the back with the kitchen, maybe a living room. I used to live in one of those where there was an entrance in the front and an exit in the back 20 years ago. I was living with my partner at the time. Then one day something happened. My boyfriend, who was suicidal, had a huge knife. He wanted to kill himself. So he was looking at me with this knife and I said, don't, give me the knife, give me the knife. Don't do that. You know that little dance of life and death where you're looking at each other back and forth, up and down the hallway. I said, give me the knife. Don't do it. Give me the knife. And he held it. Back and forth we went. Give me the knife. Give me the knife. Give me the knife. And off we danced. But I remember thinking, I have to call 911. And before, there was no internet, no email. I had to use the old TTY, which was in another room. So I ran to the room to the TTY. I tried to make the call, but he pulled the cord from the phone. He closed the door. We were stuck, trapped in this room. And I said, don't. Give me the knife. Give me the knife. And he held it, looking at me. We looked at each other, and eventually he put the knife on the table. I picked it up, and I was sweating, my heart pulsing. And he looked at me, and he laughed. He said, you don't trust me? And he left, and I stood there with the knife, in shock.
Toujours il y a 20 ans, je m'interrogeais par rapport à mon orientation sexuelle. C'est différent qu'aujourd'hui. Autrefois, ce n'est pas si loin, il y a seulement 20 ans, on ne parlait pas de transgenre, de bisexualité. En fait, c'était tout nouveau. Queer et tous les autres orientations sexuelles. On parlait pas de polyamour comme on le fait aujourd'hui. Et j'ai toujours été attirée par les hommes et les femmes. Ça m'a procuré beaucoup d'émotions, de questionnements, il y avait beaucoup d'interdits à l'époque. Je refoulais cette identité-là. J'en parlais un peu avec mes amis qui comprenaient ma situation. Puis un jour, je me suis fait une amie de fille. Nous avions une amitié qui a duré pendant 4 ans. Il y a toujours quelque chose qui se passait entre nous, mais j'étais en relation avec un homme à ce moment-là. Et je lui avais déjà dit ouvertement que j'étais bisexuelle. Elle n'en a pas fait 2 cas. Nous étions amis. Puis un soir, à un moment donné, elle est déménagée dans un autre pays. Lorsqu'elle a appris que je me suis séparée, elle est revenue à Montréal, elle a dormi chez moi. Et nous avons passé une nuit d'amour ensemble. On n'avait jamais eu de discussion formelle sur notre situation et de la relation. Je venais juste de me séparer de ma relation. Donc je me suis dit, je n'étais pas prête à me réembarquer. J'avais besoin d'air, j'avais besoin de temps. Par contre, cette fille-là est arrivée dans ma vie, il y a eu une attirance mutuelle, j'étais mitigée. Elle est retournée dans son pays. J'avais acheté un billet d'avion pour la rejoindre. Finalement, plus la date approchait, j'ai laissé tomber le plan. Et elle m'en a voulu. J'ai perdu cette amitié-là. Je l'ai regretté. Et quand j'y pense, ce fut vraiment une nuit, un bel amour. Elle sentait le raisin.
The relationship between a mother and a child is crucial. I remember growing up with her taking care of me, supporting me, feeding me, loving me. But when you're young, you don't realize that there's quite a bond between a mother and daughter like nothing else. And I didn't realize this until I got older. The way she cooked, the way she spoke with me, the way she hugged me, touched me, the way she supported me, it was unlike anyone else. And I didn't realize it at the time. Till many years later, I was in a relationship. At the time, I was living with my parents, and I thought I should move out. My parents weren't happy. I wasn't sure if I should do it. And they thought, if you leave us, does that mean you don't love me anymore? But I thought, no, I'm not, I don't know what to do. I was conflicted. So I said, no, okay, I'm gonna do it, I'm leaving. And I moved out, and I lost that connection with my family. We didn't speak for many years, and I would often think of my mom. Where's my mom? Where's my mom? And one day I was so sick, I had a high fever, and I just wanted my mom. And I thought that maybe my boyfriend would replace my mother's role, but it's impossible. No one can replace your mother, and he didn't even help me. He was sleeping, and I wanted my mom. Like when I was a kid, and she would make me warm tea, put a little rum in it, mix it up. It's like an East Coast thing that we used to do. or put rubbing alcohol on my body to keep me warm. I had a fever, I was so chilled, and I wanted my mom. And so I went into a hot bath and I thought, Mom, and I wasn't using my voice, but I was just thinking, Mommy, 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 I want my mom. 10 years later, I was chatting with my mom and I thought, I'm gonna tell her about that day 10 years ago when I was ill. And when I told her, she said, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you tell me you needed me? And I said, I don't know.
Vous savez, les relations entre filles sont vraiment précieuses et importantes. Notre famille, elles nous racine. La communauté sourde est un peu notre deuxième famille. Notre troisième famille, celle avec qui on a des liens vraiment tissés serrés, nos amis de filles. Lorsqu'on vit une séparation, c'est elle qu'on va voir. Si on a trop bu d'alcool un soir, elle vient nous raccompagner à la maison. Si au travail, c'est difficile, elle nous supporte, elle nous conseille. Si on a envie de faire la fête, de sortir un soir, de faire le party, c'est avec elle qu'on le fait. Et cette amitié-là, elle passe après 10, 20, 25, 30, 40 ans. Ce groupe, cette amitié-là perdure dans le temps. Elles savent qui on est, qui nous sommes, et elles font partie de nous. Girl power!